Hey everyone, welcome back. A day later, but it is Tuesday, we are doing a wrestling review. Campo and I, we were busy on the weekend, so we're getting this to you one day later. Today, Campo Reviews, once again, joining us, the man who reviews movies, TV shows, everything. We got a we got a Tim Burton tier list up on your channel, so
The
go and check
Beetlejuice tier list. It's one movie right
one
now.
movie. And no,
Right.
cartoon, you could tier
S.
list the cartoon episodes.
That's S and A, okay?
That's it. But yeah, we got a Tim Burton tier list, so go on and check that out. But tonight we are not talking about Tim Burton. It was a little scary. We got New Japan's Dominion with our finals for the best of the Super Juniors. Before we get into the Dominion card, do you want to just maybe quickly gloss over what you thought of this year's Super Juniors tournament?
It's out of the 3 years I've watched it, it's probably the best one.
Yeah,
It was a better cast of characters. The wrestling was better. It was pretty fun, to be honest with you.
yeah.
It's a little too much. Like in the early days, it was a lot easier for some reason to watch these tournaments. The
I
last
think because they've
G1 in this,
expanded,
it could be. The last G1 in this tournament were like a lot harder to get
they're a
through.
slog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, good to before we get into the show, they did announce tonight or during Dominion that the G1 is going back to a two-group format, only 10 people per group.
Yeah.
So maybe this year's G1 will be a little bit easier to
Well, it won't be because there's going to be 10 matches on the first two nights again. So,
yeah, but I mean it'll be a little bit easier to digest,
yeah, hopefully.
not four groups of like eight. So,
Is
but they
that how
haven't
much it
announced
was?
four groups of
I thought it
I'll
was
tell you.
like less people than that.
No, I'll tell you in a second. Timmy's got it right here. There was four groups, eight people in each group.
Wow.
So that's like almost 40 people. This year they're going down to half.
That's good. Good. I'll
Yeah,
take
so
it.
it'll be easier to watch. And they said every night is going to be just tournament matches, no filler matches this year.
Okay, that's good.
So, but let's get right into the show. We are going to Japan, Dominion. We got our first match of the night, which is Tetsuya Naito against Caleb Newman. We said this on Saturday when we were hanging out that this was going to be the first match.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It
Mm-hmm.
was very short. It was like 7 or 8 minutes.
8 minutes, yep.
And it was better than I thought it would be. And I'm happy. At least they did a put over,
Yes.
but without having Naito lose. Because if he lost, it completely takes away all his value.
And it wouldn't make sense what happens later on in the show.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that when we get to that. But Tetsuya Naito does win. Fairly interesting match. This was, like you said, it looks good for Newman, even in the loss. So we'll go into our next match, which was a six-man tag. TMDK, Zach, Ichiban Sweet Boys against the Bullet Club members, Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors, and Drilla Maloney, and LJ Cleary from GLG.
Yeah, you know what's funny? He first comes out, and I was like, why do I know this person? And then as he's walking out, they're like in GLG from Noah, and I was like, oh yeah, that's how.
That's why. He's one of the more obscure guys from GLG.
Yeah, he's like the last place guy. He's like their
Yeah.
Caleb Newman.
Yeah. Now, my question is, there was a bit of a Noah presence on this show. Is there some sort of crossover show happening soon?
All in together.
Oh, all together again. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's like what it's called.
Whatever it's
All
called, all
together.
together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, another decent match. Nothing too offensive about it.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, can't complain. There was a lot of fun spots. With like the submission when they did like the
Mm-hmm.
circle
The circle
switching
sub, yeah.
spots.
Yeah,
There was a lot of comedy to this match,
yeah.
but
Even
I
though
mean,
War Dogs are clearly
so
looking to be more serious at Forbidden Door.
it's kind of confusing to me because like Bullet Club is teaming up with GLG for some stuff I think at All In Together or at the Noah thing that's happening.
Right.
But Naito is supposed to team up with Jake Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I thought LIJ doesn't like the Bullet Club, but half the team is going to go with one and then the other guy's going to go with the other? Like I'm confused what's happening there.
Yeah, that's I don't know. It's New Japan. It's
Yeah, don't
multiverse.
explain it. But that's what it
But
is.
yeah. TMDK go over. Zack Sabre Jr. gets the pin on I think LJ Cleary.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we'll go into our next match, which was Yuya Uemura defending the KOPW Provisional Championship against Great Okan.
I,
It was basically pure rules.
yeah,
Two rope breaks and a 15-minute time limit.
it was fine.
Now, what do you think the fact that they took the belt or they took it off of Yuya already?
I think it doesn't matter because this is like an irrelevant belt. This is somewhere along the lines of like I want to say like the TV title in Ring of Honor not in like Ring of Honor days, but now in the AEW verse, like it doesn't really matter if you have that belt.
After Joe lost it, doesn't matter
Yeah.
anymore.
It's like who cares?
Yeah. Because Great Okan does go over. Why though? Like Khan doesn't need it. And
But I think he's a fan favorite.
Are they fast tracking Yuya?
Either that or they're trying to build up this feud even more. I don't know because the only thing is that Khan is a fan favorite and there's nowhere for him.
Yeah. So this is the best spot for him.
Right? And Yuya has potential to move up, so he doesn't really need that. It's like Shooter. Shooter doesn't even have I don't even think Shooter ever won a belt, did he?
No, he's the only one out of that new group that hasn't won any. Well, spoilers for
tonight, but yeah.
For tonight, yeah. But with that, speaking of which, we'll go into our next match. Basically, Chaos defending the Never Open 6-man Tag Team Championship against LIJ members Yota Tsuji, Bushi, and Hiromu Takahashi.
So I don't know if it's just me. But wait, hold on. Before the match that we just did, I don't know. I'm not feeling those kind of matches. And we get a match like that in NXT. Like not pure rules generally, but the way that they do it in Japan where it's like there's no striking.
Yeah.
It's like it's really weird. It's just people
Catch
like
style.
Yeah. And then we get another match like that in NXT pay-per-view, but
yeah.
This match, sorry, what were we talking about?
Yeah, the LIJ versus basically Chaos because Oleg's pretty much part of Chaos.
Chaos has no presence anymore.
No.
In New Japan. It's like they disbanded, but they didn't tell anybody that they did.
And I Tanahashi didn't I didn't feel him in this match, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but this is the best way to use him.
Yeah, in a multi-person.
Generally, this match was all right. Like,
yeah, it wasn't a bad match. It's
so far, we're just in a really all right pace. I was not bored or disappointed by any of the matches.
And there were only 10 matches on this card with no pre-show either.
It's funny that you say only. It's because it's New Japan. It's like we're used to like 37 matches.
37 matches, right? With 4 pre-show matches. But it's very surprising that there were no pre-show matches.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the Meat Boys were out.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, LIJ, LIJ does go over. So Yota Tsuji gets his first belt.
You had to. And I thought that was good. That's a really smart move.
And it's they said this is Takahashi's first tag belt ever.
Holy shit.
Takahashi never won the junior tags and he's never won the IWGP tag.
Well, I guess we figured out something for him to do now. Him and Bushi should win the junior tags.
There you go. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Because Bushi is the only person
right now without anything.
No, he's the only one in LIJ now that he's been part of every 6-man tag they've won.
Yeah. Except this one.
He's on the team.
No. Oh, it
Bushi.
Is. Oh, yeah, Bushi. Yeah. I'm thinking Teton. I'm thinking Teton. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Bushi.
Bushi, yeah. Yeah, but at least Yota Tsuji gets a belt. It's something for him now. And we're going to get a feud I never thought I wanted is Oleg versus Yota.
Take it.
Because did you see the way Oleg was manhandling Yota Tsuji?
Oleg is very
one powerful dude.
It's you know what? I appreciate the fact that they held off on him for so long and didn't just let him come in as like a Brock Lesnar-esque monster who can't really wrestle.
Now he has the potential to be like a Gunther.
Yeah, he's got a I could see a lot of people wanting him because his physique is like he's very large.
And he's tall too. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's got to be like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, Timmy's looking it up. He's only 6'1", but he looks huge compared to everyone.
What the hell? Oh yeah, because Yoda's only 5'10", and people they lie about his height.
Yes. And Takahashi's like what, 5'4"?
Yeah, him and Ishimori, the little guys.
The little guys. So we'll go into our next match. You wanted a meat match? Here's a meat match. Jeff Cobb versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Really good. This match was really good. It told a
Yeah.
good story. It was like a battle of strength.
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't know. You have anything more detailed than that?
Well, I mean,
Because
for me, like I like the way Ishii was selling. Like he was selling those hits from Jeff Cobb, like even towards the end of the match. Jeff Cobb does retain, but he like, it looked like he couldn't get up. It looked like he was dazed. It looked like he was actually knocked silly by Jeff Cobb. So it made Jeff Cobb look like an absolute monster.
yeah, it did, and that's the guy that you want to put you over in this situation. Jeff
Yeah.
Cobb is like the modern day version of Ishii.
Yeah.
Like they're basically the same type of wrestler.
Now you think this would have been Jonah's spot had he not got back to WWE?
No, I think Jonah would have been like fighting for the world title
Yeah.
because his size and his presence made him like I don't know why he kind of surpassed Jeff Cobb in such a small amount of time.
Yeah.
Where Jeff Cobb's been there for so long and he doesn't have that rub like that. But they were really pushing Jonah. Like he beat
Yeah.
Okada in the G1 tournament, and I think he would be used as like fodder for the world title people. Like he'd be like
Yeah.
Vader.
Okay. He'll get that win every once in a while, but like
Yeah,
almost
he's
like the
most
way they're using Evil.
yeah, except Evil's evil.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But like we said, Jeff Cobb does retain. Decent match. This was your basic meat match.
Yeah, it was good.
First of two meat matches that we're gonna get.
Ooh,
Double meat, double
bust up the
patties.
salamis.
So with that, we're gonna go into our four-way tornado tag team elimination winner take all championship match. TMDK against God against Bullet Club against Bishamon. God and Bullet Club are the champs respectively of each of their belts going into this show. And this was a winner take all type of thing. But
This
it was
match was
also
excellent.
it was also to me this was one of the I would say yeah, top
This
3 of the card for sure.
it might be the best.
Yeah. Surprising outcome though. So first we get our first elimination, which happens fairly quickly in the match. Mikey Nichols pins they pin ELP. They're first eliminated. So already we know we're getting new strong champions.
And then they tell a story outside the
Mm-hmm.
ring where ELP and Hikuleo are fighting, and I think that's specifically done because he's going to go to WWE. That's what the rumor is on the internet.
Hikuleo, yeah.
Yeah.
There is talks. They wanted to bring in Hikuleo last year, and same thing with Jay White, but there was actually a hiring freeze. That's why they never brought in Jay White.
What I heard about the Jay White thing is that they lowballed him.
I heard about to me, I heard it was a hiring freeze, and that's why
I
they
know
couldn't bring him.
Hikuleo re-signed to New Japan.
Yeah, for a 1 year.
Yeah.
So I think
So
that's it now, and I think he's going to be part of the.
let's see how
We'll
that
see, we'll
goes.
see. Well, I mean, they got to do something because that story is getting a little stale again. But we're not talking about W. We'll talk about that in 2 weeks when we do our Clash at the Castle review. So then after that, we get another elimination. Bullet Club get eliminated. So right away, we're getting two new champions. And first thing that was going through my head is, oh no, they're gonna give it to Bishamon again.
I just like obviously you never know with New Japan,
Yeah.
but I knew in my heart that it was going to be TMDK. There's no way that the Bishamon making it to the end is just like, oh, you're my friend, so we're gonna,
Yeah.
Tanahashi likes Goto, so
But it's also in a way though, it's also good. We do get new champs, obviously. TMDK are your new double champions, but it looks good on TMDK for beating a team like Bishamon too.
yeah.
Like Bishamon are legends in New Japan Tag, and now you have TMDK finally beating Bishamon to win their first ever IWGP Tag Team Championship. So they can be considered probably right now one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I think you have to. They won enough
Or at least this, let's not over exaggerate, but the greatest, probably one of the greatest of this generation.
for sure. I mean, FTR, the Briscoes, the Guns,
Mm-hmm.
the other Guns,
You kind of have to
the
like
Usos.
New Day.
Uh,
Eh,
this is my problem with the New Day. It's like, I mean, just WWE generally is like especially from their era, is like boring ass wrestling.
yeah.
but there's Kofi,
Yeah.
and then
There's
the
everybody
the
else.
other two people didn't really matter, and because they freebirded it, it didn't
Hmm.
feel like a proper tag team. Do you know what I mean? I know that sounds silly, but it's like
Yeah.
they
No,
don't
it
feel like
doesn't.
a real tag team, and it's mostly just who's Kofi's partner. Do you
Yeah.
know? Because like they don't care who
Is
about
it
Big
Big
E
E?
or
Okay, they're gonna win. Is it Xavier? Okay, they're gonna
exactly.
lose.
That's actually a fact. That's a statistical fact.
That is.
But yeah,
It's like when they were defending the belts and Xavier's the partner. Okay, they're losing the belts tonight.
exactly. But yeah, they're up there for sure. They
Yeah.
have to be.
Like they're even NXT tag champions.
Yeah. Right. And what else? Don't they have? They have like 4 GHCs, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm. Yeah. They're one of the most highly decorated Noah champions.
And there you go.
Yeah. So
It was a good match. It was a fucking
yeah,
excellent
this
match.
is an excellent match. I like the fact that like we said, it's a tornado tag. It was an elimination tag. Everybody's in the ring. You know what I mean? It's
I'm
not like
I'm I want more tornado tag elimination matches.
nah,
Like that's the most interesting way to have tag matches.
nah. And they can do another one if they want to split the belts up now.
Which is what they have to do.
Yeah. But don't have them lose the IWGP belts just yet. They can lose the, you know what? They can
No,
lose the
have them hold
strong,
those for a long time.
but
Lose
they
the
can lose
lose
West
the
Coast
strong.
Wrecking Crew. Fine. Just
Yeah,
finally give
that's
it
what
to
I'm
them.
saying. Just give them the
Just
belt. Have them
finally give
cheat
it to
and
them.
win. Like I'm tired of it.
Yeah. Just finally
I'm
give it
tired
to
of
them.
seeing their stupid faces. Just give them the belt.
So with that, we'll go into our next match. We get your second meat match of the night, which is Shingo Takagi defending the Never Openweight Championship against Tenare. This was
Um,
meat.
it was me. It's I don't
This is the
know.
best we've seen Hanare in a while.
It is, but it's also like he oversells in like
Yeah.
a goofy ass way, like Shawn Michaels esque. And I don't know. Ever since he ditched the glasses and the hair, like I don't even care about the face tattoo. That's cool.
Yeah.
But since he ditched the glasses and the hair and that whole Terminator vibe, it's just he doesn't feel like the same wrestler to me. He lost his cool factor, and now he
Yeah.
just kind of exists in this world that nobody cares about.
But I mean, I understand the facial tattoo, it's part of his heritage, it's part of his tribe. Use that as part of your gimmick. Use that as part of your character. Come out dressed up as a Maori warrior. Don't like just come out with your generic trunks. You know what I mean? Like come out with like the Maori gear and all that kind of like make it part of your character. At least that would make it a little bit more interesting because he has the potential.
Yeah, he showed that he could be really good, but
Yeah.
he's just been improperly used for a while. I don't know. This match was fine. Once again, like we have so far, we've had zero bad matches, which is like a very good thing.
Yeah.
Um, but it
Kind of
felt
a
a
weird
little long.
finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt a little long to me.
Especially towards the end. Towards the end, when they were just like they seemed like they were just exhausted of each other and they're just exchanging chops and exchanging punches and exchanging headbutts. Like Hanare hit some heavy headbutts on
Yeah,
Shingo.
I don't like the headbutt spots when Shingo really likes to do headbutts and like it's like especially when you know what happened with Shibata.
Hmm.
It's kind of like, why are you guys still doing this? And it's not like
Yeah.
one. Okay, you could pull off one. It was like 9 in a row. Like, can
Yeah.
we just chill out?
Yeah.
Like,
We don't need some severe head trauma tonight.
yeah, like it doesn't make me feel any like it's
Yeah.
not like a good spot. You know, it's just you hitting your head against the guy.
So with that, after all that, we get a draw. Like they were both,
I was okay with the ending
yeah,
because I don't want Shingo to lose the belt, but I also have this weird place where it's like I don't want Hanare to look bad.
yeah.
It just
Hanari
because I
Hanari's one of
still
those
think he's
guys that
good.
we still, yeah, Hanari's one of those guys that we we know he's got something, but we just don't know where it is yet, where his
Yeah.
place in the company is yet.
I my biggest thing is I think he ditched his gimmick that was going good for him. I don't know what was wrong with being called Aaron Hanare. Um, you rebranded yourself as this thing, but then you didn't go all the way with it, and now
Yeah,
it's like it
stuck
just
in limbo.
and he's also
It's
way out of shape compared to
yeah.
what he used to be.
I think he's falling towards more of the bad luck Fale type of
Yeah.
in that area, and we don't want to see that happen to him because
I
he's a
mean,
good wrestler.
I know it's like they don't want to put Jeff Cobb and Great O'Con back together
Hmm.
for some reason. Why not do what you did in the tag tournament? Put Hanare with fucking Great O'Con and have them win the tag
Yeah,
belt, so you have another tag team because you have no tag team.
yeah.
Robbie Eagles and
Ichiban
Ichiban
sweep.
Sweetboy. Like that's good. Keep that. Every one of the factions should have a tag team in each division.
Yeah, and I think they're the ones that are going to be probably after Forbidden Door. They'll probably knock off Connors and
Yeah, I don't see what is the big problem with putting uh Naito with Yoda or
mhm.
Naito with Shingo and having them win the tag belts. I don't see
It'll,
why they have to be
Yoda would
singles
be a
wrestling.
great call because that'll give a great rub. Or put Sonata with Yuya and have them win the tag.
Yeah,
Where is
exactly.
Sonata?
I don't know. Why isn't Doki in a tag team with like
Kanemaru.
Taka or yeah, exactly. Wait, Kanemaru's not there anymore, you idiot.
Oh yeah, he's with House of Evil, House of Torture now.
Yeah, idiot.
Idiot. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
moving on. Moving on.
Moving on. Moving on.
Shingo retains due to a double count out. So with that, we're gonna go into our co-main event of the night. It's a lumberjack death match. For the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, John Moxley defending against Evil. John Moxley pulled out, like, he goes, let me get some of my favorite guys and put them as my
Ah, I fucking loved
lumberjacks.
it. They were like, it's
Like
all the leaders
Hiroshi
of the third
Tenzan,
generation.
Toge Makabe, Yuji Nagata, like
Who else was there? There's one more person.
Tiger Mask and
Tiger Mask,
Shooter
Tiger Mask.
and Shooter. Whereas Evil had his usual lackeys with him.
It made it fun.
It did.
Then
And
they
for
got to do.
once, Moxley did not bleed.
He didn't need to bleed, man. This was actually a good match, and the
Yeah.
story around it, everything going on around it, made it so much better.
Even the shenanigans, because it was a lumberjack match, the outside shenanigans made sense in this match.
It's so weird how like insanely face he is
In
in
Japan?
Japan.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of a tweener still in AEW, isn't he?
He is, but it's like he doesn't ever feel like a white meat baby face. But in Japan, he's like the
Yeah.
whitest of meat. He's like the Cody Rose of New Japan.
He is. He is
Hmm.
totally. And they absolutely love him there because the crowd went crazy when he came out.
It's good. It's good marketing for
Yeah.
AEW and everything. So
Yeah. But this was a fun match. I would say it's probably, they even had a little Shield reference there when they triple power bombed him through the table and they said there's no shield to protect him this time.
yeah, there was a lot of good spots where they like
Yeah.
looked directly at the person as they were stealing their move.
Yeah. I like the little nod to Seth Rollins where he does the stomp on Evil.
It was just all there.
Yeah. And we talk about this all the time. Japan Moxley is so much different than AEW Moxley or
I
even
just think
WWE Moxley.
they do a better job with him, like getting people to work with him.
Hmm.
In AEW, it's like he's such a big star for them that like he's the one calling the shots. But in Japan, I feel like they're like, this is how the match is gonna go, and he just does it.
Yeah. But it was a really good match. This was the longest match on the card, 25 minutes. But in the end, with the barbed wire bat, John Moxley retains.
Yeah, it was a good match. Solid, very
Yeah,
solid.
very solid. So he goes on the mic, curses a little, and then puts out a challenge to Forbidden Door. Anybody in the back, make your way forward and challenge me. And who should come out? Tetsuya Naito. So
Told you.
we're getting Moxley versus Naito at Forbidden Door.
I this is the thing. I know we fan crafted
A scenario.
a really good scenario where Shooter ends up winning. But in like my original thing was like there's no way they were gonna take the belt off Naito that fast and not give him back the belt.
Yeah. And I've been calling this from the beginning that this is where he was going to win it back at Forbidden Door.
We'll see though, because you never
Yeah.
know. Once again, New Japan booking is the most insane shit.
Yeah. Who knows that he could even carry this all the way to Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, and lose it to Shooter there.
Yeah. You think yeah, I wouldn't mind giving Shooter the G1 this year
Yeah, I think it's a good call to have Shooter win.
because you had Yoda win the what's it called?
The New
New
Japan
Japan
Cup.
Cup. Yeah, he won the New Japan Cup. It's only like Shooter really is the only one that hasn't won anything. So this will be a good win for him.
It's huge. That's a major kickstart.
Yeah. So, like we said, Moxley retains. Tetsuya Naito is challenging him at Forbidden Door. So with that, we're gonna go into our main event of the night, Best of the Super Juniors. Now we had an in-depth discussion on this one before the show aired on Saturday night, and we had our thoughts on who would win. But it's El Desperado facing Taiji Ishimori in the finals. What a
Simply
it
a
was a great
five-star
match.
match.
It was. It was probably one of the best junior heavyweight matches I've seen this year.
For a while, maybe even
Yeah.
like they do really good ring work together. They're two of the best in the world at this thing,
Yeah.
right? Like it's really crazy. They're both so experienced. They know how to work with each other already. There was
Hmm.
such a good story told in the ring, and I think the right kid died.
Yeah. Even though the other night you were saying this was something that Ishimori needed to win.
I think in the long run he's gonna win anyways. Basically the story we were talking about is just the reverse of this. Next year
So
he'll win.
next year he'll win. Yeah. The redemption story.
Yeah. Because like the only reason I heard that Doki, maybe
Ishimori,
Doki will win actually. But the only reason that I heard Waddle won was because Ishimori was
or he was
injured.
hurt. Yeah.
Hmm. So they had to change plans.
But in the end, El Desperado is your best of the Super Junior.
And man, this is a go out of your way to watch. This match was really
Hmm.
good. Even though the post, like the way he talks,
Yeah.
okay, is like nothing I've ever heard before. He sounds like he's a living anime character. Like he
Yeah.
has no emotion. He's so flat, and it's just delivered like so well. He when
Then
Show came out,
every now and then he's like, ugh.
yeah, exactly. Show came out and was like just like being a little jerk, and he's like, okay, that's cool, goodbye. He's
Goodbye. I'm
like,
still gonna beat you. And if you have that confidence that you don't want anybody to interfere,
but
what
he
are they
said
gonna
it
do?
so calm. He's like, okay, in a cage then.
Yeah, in a cage then. So they are going when they are gonna have their match, it will be in a cage. And they said the last time, even Chris Charlton said, he goes, the last time we had a cage match, somebody almost died.
You know
Which,
what's funny though? They talked about that cage match way too much during this pay-per-view. Just gonna be honest, like
yeah,
I know Hanari split his head open. I know I watched it, but like you don't need to
yes.
tell me 85. The whole video package was just about him having his head
Hinari's head,
cracked up.
yeah.
Oh my god.
But I think Desperado will beat Show if it's in a cage.
Yeah.
That's Desperado's playground.
I feel like once again, this is a storyline kind of maybe like what's gonna happen with Naito, where it's like
Yeah,
you're the redemption arc was he only had a really short run with the belt, but it's because he's gonna get it back. And
yeah,
Show deserves it. Okay, Show's in
yeah,
character form. We hate Show, but like
yes.
he's such a good wrestler.
He is a very good wrestler. He's talented.
Where
And
the
if
fuck is Yo?
he's hurt.
Oh,
Yo is hurt, and what's his name hasn't been around in a while either. Narita. I haven't seen Narita really do much lately either.
he showed up a few times in that match, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen him other than that. So what you're saying is that we're not going to get the Leo
Yo,
Yo
hey,
show.
yo,
Yo hey Leo.
show.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fun.
in the end, what would you so we're not gonna grade the because we normally don't grade the tournaments, but what would you grade this show, Dominion, as a whole?
I actually really liked it, and considering that there was no like bad matches on the card,
Hmm.
I don't know, like a 7-6, 7-6, yeah, 7-5, 7. Just give me 7-6.
Yeah, I'm right up there with you. I gave this a 7-7.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic show. I would definitely not go out of your way, but definitely go out of your way to watch the main event. But if you got the time, it wasn't a very long pay-per-view either. It was only like 3.5 hours. So that's
Yeah,
pretty,
for New Japan,
for
yeah.
New Japan, that's pretty short.
And I
And
can't that's something I can't say about the one we're going to review tomorrow,
mhm,
which was felt like it was like 10 minutes long.
yeah. So with that, tune in tomorrow, like he said. Tomorrow is our review of NXT Battleground. Battleground? Battleground. Yes.
Yeah.
Had to get Timmy to tell it me, whisper sweet nothings in my ear to remind me what it was called. It is in a way a historic pay-per-view because we got a lot of crossovers happening over on that show. They're really going hard with the was it TNA TNA NXT or no NXT is what they're calling it.
NXTNA.
Yeah. So with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Like I said, make sure you tune in tomorrow for our NXT Battleground review, capped off with a couple of former AEW talent and a current TNA talent and a couple other appearances by some TNA people. So with that out of the way, thanks again for joining us. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.